Well, that's the good thing about Better Beer Bros, man. Like, it ain't about, what people are happy to hear. And, we're the consumers, we're buying the beer, we're drinking the beer, we're sharing the beer. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
State of the Union, episode 5. We are here live in my closet.
Again.
Yes, because we're quarantined and we have no place better to shoot this thing.
Beer Bros has got some funding recently. Thanks, Jay Wells. We'll keep it short in case he doesn't want to be named. Private investor.
If you want to get in on the low, you hit me up for real, no play. All right, so.
I think you used that last time. You can just use the same stuff.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Still drinking good beer.
We still are. We're on a all-together binge tonight. We probably have like 20 or so all-togethers that we've gathered from around the masses. We had the Tired Hands one, the Finback Imprint, the half one. Obviously, you got to have the OG.
Prior to. Dewey, Burley Oak.
The Dewey, the Burley Oak.
Honestly,
a bunch of different ones.
What's your favorite one so far? Ready? Well, let's do it in 3. 1, 2, 3. Burley Oak. Whoa! Did we just say that at the same time?
Are we just best friends now? Are we Better Beer Bros now?
We're Better Beer Bros.
We are.
Burley Oak killed it.
That's kind of weird because Burley, we love you. This is the best IPA that you probably put out in quite a bit because we love the Search and Destroy from years past. The Sequoia Sap.
Even the 100, not too bad. Like
a couple of them are hit or miss, but I would say the majority, people don't go to Burley Oak for the IPAs. But Burley Oak really turned the page, man. I really gotta give him kudos. Great job, Burley Bryant, Burley Adam. You guys killed it with this one. If you ever see this video, I'm sure you already hate me by blasting through the other IPAs. I don't care too much for, but I give credit where credit is due, and nobody asked for these reviews, so I'm gonna give them honestly. Yeah.
Because we give reviews that nobody asked for, and we're happy to do it.
Yep. And you know what? Nobody's paying us. We're not a shelf for any brewery or place. So
we're giving you what beer we think is good and how we really feel about it.
And what we think is not so good or a success. So
I don't know if we would ever just crap on a brewery. Because, if you're trying craft brew, I'm going to give you a 3 automatically on Untappd to start.
We got to give you a, something for trying. It's not a trophy. It's not everybody gets a trophy.
Participation trophy. No.
You get a good for you. Yeah. You get one of them.
You did it. So, you got out there. You exposed yourself. And we're happy for that.
You did better than I can do in my closet.
Right? Yeah, and let's just preface. That's coming from 2 guys who have, you've tried home brewing and it didn't turn out too well, right?
My raspberry wheat was spectacular. Whoever tried it.
I've never attempted it. So you're getting this from 2 guys who have never tried it. We are armchair quarterbacks, right? That's us.
Armchair GMs, yeah.
But I've drank enough beer to know what I like.
I know it's good. No.
Who's really trusting our views anyway? We're from Delaware, right? We're the first state. We're second smallest.
You should just trust that we're bored enough that we can try everybody's beer.
We just drink beer. Get beer from everywhere else and here. Drink it and tell you how we feel about it. As always, WhitBrew.de. Josh tries beer. If you're not following us on Better Beer Bros Untappd, Instagram.
Well, we got TikTok now.
Yeah, hey, I'm live on TikTok and I'm killing it. If you're not on there looking at it, you're not right. You're in the wrong. Check yourself.
If you're not looking at it, you're trying to touch it.
Get out there, follow us, help the cause. But no, it's gonna be funny. And we're gonna keep you entertained. We're gonna tell you still about beer, how we think about it, but then also we're gonna throw some comedy in there. Get the YouTube videos up and going. Elitist on Facebook. Tell us what you think about your good beer. And if you just want to watch dumb stuff all day, go.
You got nothing better to do in quarantine. Follow
What
us.
are you doing anyway? What are you doing?
Videos.
Let's do it.
What are you doing that's better?
So let's stay on track though, because we've got a set here. So as far as controversy, we've been leading with controversy the last couple weeks. But honestly, I don't think we've got anything crazy out there this week. I think we're just going to more talk about State of the Union. That's what it is. Where's beer at today? What's it doing? How you feeling, Josh?
Beer's doing some great things and some bad things. And so I'm gonna start with the great things. The great things are, I spoke to a gentleman earlier today, Mr. Randy Savage. He gave me a little bit of advice and, what's going on in his neck of the woods. He lives in D.C., which America's
Macho Man?
He's pretty macho. You know, his Yeti cooler is macho man legend. Oh yeah. And
well, this cooler is a legend. Every time I'm at Burley Oak and it opens, I can hear it from across the way. I just start running with it open.
I can hear all the mules like, oh, for trade, and he's like, nah, bro, I'll share it with you. And you know, that's how the legend was born.
Shout out Red Savage, man, great guy.
But yeah, I mean, you know, DC, great things are happening because there's a place in DC. I don't know the name of it. Maybe Steven can find out and link it later on. But apparently, they got a shipment of Bissell Brothers. Aslan, Foam, Other Half. All of these places were at a distributor in DC today.
What? I like all those.
Me fucking too. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
That's a good thing that's happening in craft beer, that people are getting good beer distributed to them that they wouldn't get normally, just because there's not a bunch of beer getting drank up in the tap room. They're able to spread it out. It's like enough butter for a lot of bread, and which is great.
COVID's changed the world, man.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah.
Not just in the beer world, in your daily life. I have a feeling you're going to see things change as they start to reopen. I think businesses are rethinking their model. It's going to change for everybody, no matter what you do.
For the average person, craft beer has gotten better.
Overall. For the average person.
You know, they ain't going to like it.
It's hard for me to get my Dewey, though.
I mean, I get my Dewey, and you know, I keep my Dewey. Like,
thanks, Josh Litton. Appreciate it. Dewey Beer. What's his? I don't know what your official title is.
He's an assistant brewer, but man, that dude,
man.
You know, he kills it there.
Yeah.
Like, he has a brewer project on the side. You know, I hope he gives me permission to actually mention it one of these times, and you know, we'll talk about it. I'd love to have Josh on the show to tell us a little bit more about, you know, what him and Joey are doing over there in, you know, grand famous Gumboro, one of these days. You know?
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
It's more famous. It's more famous. Okay. But you know, there's good and there's bad in the beer world. The good is great. I will say that. You know, what they're doing right now is phenomenal. That people can just walk into a store and be like, oh, Other Half, oh, it's creamy, not like this. And he hasn't had anything but a Sierra Nevada before in his life, and it changes him. He divorces his wife, and like things have changed for this man.
So is he trying new beer because of his divorce? He's a new man.
Both. You know, both. He needed a reason to divorce his wife and its other half.
I do not condone this message. I love my wife. She's awesome.
No, my wife is great. She is wonderful. No, but the only bad thing that's happening in craft beer right now is secondary, in my opinion. Some people may disagree with me, but secondary values are a little bit out of control. I'm talking to a few people that might be on in the next week or two to talk to us that have a thing or two to say about secondary. But in my opinion, okay, so there's a brewery that came out with a barrel-aged stout this week. So barrel-aged stouts, great. They're better than the regulars, right? They're barrel-aged. Better Beer Bros barrel-aged stout. Better.
4 B's and an S.
There's so many B's in there. So if you want one of these, you have to go there, and usually they're one per person because they're limited, because they're only in a barrel. So you might pay $25 for one of these.
But what is your time worth, though?
Correct.
You got to convince friends who maybe don't drink beer to come out and hang out in line with you.
But what would you value that as? Most of the time, it's about the hype level, because there's only 50 bottles.
We're still riding the hype train.
The hype train is going to say get as much as you
Still on the hype train. Have you moved up in seats, or are you still in the caboose?
You're getting that bottle when you go through. So, if you're a person like me that I'm quarantining. I'm not trying to come out of my closet if I don't have to. So, I'm not going to stand in line for this barrel-aged bottle that I want. I'm going to trade this guy some good old quality Dewey like any American would do.
Duty or Dewey?
I'm going to do my duty by giving him Dewey. So this bottle that's released right away, they bought for $25. It's going for $300 that same day. 300 bones.
Well,
300.
Some would say that's supply and demand.
Would you pay $300 for a bottle?
Well, no. That's why supply and demand works so well. People that will pay $300.
Okay. So, I feel like, hey, man, the hype will die down after that first day. The barrel-aged stouts, they're going to come out, the first day that any of these hyped-ass beers come out, they're going to be $300, $200, whatever $100. People are going to try to flip them instantly. They're going to stand in line, they're going to get them in their hands, pay for them. But Instagram. Right now, I
Trade
behoove you to wait a week. Just like you would from us releases, wait a week.
FOMO.
This beer dropped from 300 to 85 in a week.
From car payment to maybe a night out at the bar.
Depends on who's buying at that bar, but yes. So, be wary of these things. We're going to have a couple people on in the next few weeks that are going to tell us a little bit more about secondary, about, hey man, I bought these bottles, what are they worth? What should I do with them? Should I put them out there? Like, is a Hanji okay? Like, all that good shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to get it straight from them because I don't know enough about it, but at the same time, I know enough to say, be on alert. There is some bullshit out there. We decided
As
to
always,
pour.
got those stouts.
Yeah, we're just working through my other half cellar, as I'm sure you guys already know. Other half full split, Imperial Stout with Wild Thai bananas. We're
This is a
enjoying
banana
that.
split, like a chocolate banana split. It's great.
I hope you guys are enjoying whatever you guys are having while you're listening to us bullshit. But the brew of the week that I'm going to talk about is Listermann out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Listermann is they're pretty small. I mean, they don't do a whole lot. Like, they're not super hyped. They do great IPAs. What I love that they do is they do stouts, but they do them in small, like traditional 16-ounce bottles. Like, if you would go to if you go to the bar and order a Bud Light in a bottle, that's what they do their barrel-aged stouts in. Like, that's how they sell them.
It's been a long time since you had a Bud Light in a bottle. They come in 12 ounces.
It's been even longer since you've had a barrel-aged cookie cream works fluffernutter stout in one of them as well.
I think we've had a few of those.
A couple. And they do like Schmorties, which are like a Rick and Morty parody of a s'more stout. Like, they do some amazing stuff. So I've traded for a few. You're going to see a few in our videos because I probably have like 40 bottles that I've gotten from them because I've fallen in love with what they've done. They're so small, that's why I like the other half, because it's small enough that Steve and we can split a bottle and not... I mean, we can kind of remember what happened tomorrow.
I remember because I edited the video, so...
Right, yeah, you can remember everything. I don't remember nothing. I remember bananas. But no, Listermann is great stuff. One of the best breweries in Ohio, outside of like Jackie O's, stout maker extraordinaire. Like, give them a try, man. Like, they're spectacular. Make sure you give at least 3 cans per bottle because it is a barrel-aged stout. So don't forget, tip your waitress.
Tip your waitress. I always tip my waitress.
We're going to bring this episode to a close. There's not a ton to talk about this week. We talked a lot about a little, and I'm sure you heard a lot about stuff you don't care about. But that's okay.
We appreciate you sticking in the whole time, all the way to the end.
And you know
it
what?
means a lot to us.
Hopefully you can be a part of this soon. So drop a comment, leave a like. Yeah. Please, drop a comment, tell us like what you think we should add. Like, if you want to be a part of this.
Keep being a better beer, bro. That's what's most important out there, right?
Well, Josh is dumb and stop talking. That's great too.
Hey, thanks for doing Better Beer Bros.